Hello, Teacher Jane.
Hi, Jude.
Hi.
Hello, Jude. Nice meeting you. Good morning, everyone. Hannah, welcome back.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, Elle, good morning. So we having the lesson about still polynomials, just a continuation with what we had yesterday. However, before we start, I think it is good to have a brain teaser. Just 2 or 3 questions to play our minds and let it think first, relax. And I need you to participate in this, okay? Let's have the first one. Not sure, however, if you're familiar with this, but have a good guess and share your answer if you already have as fast as you can. Okay, in a year, there are 12 months. 7 months have 31 days. How many months have 28 days?
5, ma'am.
Okay, final answer. Remember, it's a brain teaser. It might not really work like literally how we think about this matter, but it's a good try. Okay. 5 months have 28 days. Hannah, you have ideas about how many months have 28 days?
Isa lang.
Isa lang. Okay. Again, in a year, there are 12 months. 7 months have 31 days. How many months have 28 days? Go.
Ay, no. Akala ko ano.
Char.
12 months,
Sige.
ma'am. Ako, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
12 ako na.
Oh, tawad ka. Pwede.
Ay, hindi pala ako pwedeng mag-join, ma'am. Sorry.
Sige let's give it to sir for the first answer. Clap, clap. 12 months is correct. They all do have 28 days, right?
Ha? Yes,
All
ma'am.
months have 28 days. Jimmy's mother had 4 children. If the 3 others are first, Monday, then Tuesday, then Wednesday, the 4th child is... Who is it?
Ewan.
Ayaw pa din. Sige. Ewan si Hannah. Baka mamaya, if you still have time, we will have another question. Baka masagot mo na. Let us see from Ella. Andyan ka pa ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Nakikinig ako dito na ano.
Any answer?
Friday.
Oh, wow. Sige. So, maybe the mom and the dad did not agree with the Thursday name for their 4th child. Is that so? Kaya Friday. Jane, subukan mo nga, Jane. Paalalan mo nga sa dalawa.
Ano nga yung tanong, ma'am?
Sige. Jimmy's mother had 4 children. She named the first Monday, she named the second Tuesday, and she named the third Wednesday. What is the name of the 4th child?
James. Ano tong first na question? James, ma'am?
Yes, okay. Plak, plak. Jimmy's mother, therefore the 4th child is Jimmy. Okay, girl. So, it's not Thursday, it's not Friday. He is Jimmy, okay?
Uy.
Sige. Anyway, balik tayo kay polynomials, ha? Han, yesterday when you were not around, I just started a new chapter with Ella, and we discussed about polynomials, specifically about classifying polynomials and determining the degree of polynomials. I'm not so sure if you're familiar with this, but I'm assuming you have idea about this thing since we already had the expressions and the equations from the previous lesson. Okay, so just butt in and be comfortable to share or ask questions if you have clarification. Okay? Let's start. So a review about classifying polynomials. Polynomials, again, are classified according to the number of terms they have. And a monomial has one term, binomial has two terms, and a trinomial has three terms. The exponent of a variable in a monomial must be a whole number, and the variable cannot be in the denominator or under a radical sign. So for us to check your understanding about classifying polynomials, I have here an example, again, just a review. Say 2y plus 3 over y. Again, 2y plus 3 over y. Now, can you determine whether each expression is a polynomial? And if it is, classify it as a monomial, binomial, or a trinomial. You can just share, have answers, give me, so I can also confirm if your answers are correct.
It's not, Mom.
Yes, that's right. It's not a polynomial.
It's not a polynomial.
Yes, definitely it's not a binomial because it's not a polynomial. And what made it not a polynomial?
Because of the denominator.
Yes, okay. The variable
has a variable y, Mom.
Yes, that's correct. Okay. And maybe we can have another example. How about 3a over 4 plus 6a cubed minus 5a raised to the 4th power. Again, 3a over 4 plus 6a cubed minus 5a raised to the 4th power.
Polynomial.
Yes, it is. So it's a polynomial. And specifically, what is the name?
Hala, ilang term ba yun?
Yes. Let us see. How many terms are there?
Ano yun?
3a over 4 plus 6a cubed minus 5a raised to the 4th power.
Trinomial, Mom.
Yes, it is a trinomial. Good job. Okay. So that is how we classify polynomials. Now, let us have the degree of this polynomial.
4th degree.
For the second example, that's right. It's in the 4th degree since we have the variable a with the highest exponent 4. That's correct. Now, a polynomial also has a degree, and the degree of a polynomial is the same as that of a term with the greatest degree. The degree of a term is the sum of the exponents of variables. So, maybe we can just have one example with different variables. 10b squared c plus 8bc minus c squared. Again, it's 10b squared c plus 8bc minus c squared. So we have the first term 10b squared c, and the sum of the exponents b squared and c is 2 for b and then 1 for c, so that's 2 plus 1, which is 3 for the first term. The second term has 8bc, So B has the exponent 1, C has the exponent 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. So the second term has the degree 2. The last term, C squared, has the degree 2. And again, we determine the degree of the polynomial as the sum of the exponents of its variables. The highest, with all the terms, for this polynomial is 3. Therefore, the degree is 3. Now, to continue about this chapter about polynomials, let us now start subtracting polynomials. When we subtract polynomials, we actually do the same when we subtract measurements. So we consider the same units, okay? And for subtracting polynomials, we also consider like terms, just like what we have in adding polynomials. But there's an additional rule on subtracting polynomials, and let us have this one. So we subtract polynomials by adding the additive inverse. When we try to look at the meaning of the word inverse in the dictionary, what do you think does it mean?
Opposite, ma'am.
Very good. That's exactly what I'm looking for. So when you say inverse, it's the opposite. So before we add the polynomials, we identify the additive inverse, the opposite of the terms of the second polynomial. Okay? So we change each sign to the opposite and then add instead of subtract. Now, to practice and help you remember not to miss this rule for subtracting polynomials, I have here 3 polynomials, and I need you to give me the additive inverse. Okay? Let's try. X squared plus 2x minus 3. So the additive inverse will be, again, the opposite of each of the term. If we have the first term here, x squared, then the additive inverse is minus x squared. And then plus 2x, so the additive inverse is minus 2x. And the last term, the constant minus 3 in the given, will be plus 3. So if you're going to have this example, x squared plus 2x minus 3, the additive inverse will be minus x squared minus 2x plus 3. Okay? Now let's have another example. 6x minus 8. The additive inverse will be minus 6x plus 8. And I need to try for this third example, 5x squared plus 8y squared minus 2xy. Can you try? What will be the additive inverse of this polynomial? Again, 5x squared plus 8y squared minus 2xy.
Ma'am,
Yes.
minus 5x squared
Yes, exactly. Then,
minus 8y squared,
yes,
then plus 2y, ma'am.
2xy.
2xy, ma'am.
Yes, okay, excelente. That's it. You need to not miss to have the additive inverse of the second polynomial before you proceed to adding polynomials. Okay? Now, let's try to subtract polynomials. With this example, the first polynomial is 5x plus 9 5x plus 9 minus, okay, there you go. You have now the second polynomial, 5x plus 9 minus 3x plus 6. So the first polynomial, 5x plus 9, will just be the same. And the second polynomial, 3x plus 6, will have its additive inverse, minus 3x minus 6. It is just like actually distributing negative 1 to both 3x and positive 6. So instead of 3x, we will have negative 3x, and then the positive 6 will now be negative 6. So your new polynomial will be 5x plus 9 minus 3x minus 6, which is equal to, we'll proceed to adding polynomials, combining like terms. 5x minus 3x is equal to, we'll have 2x, yes, and then positive 9 and minus 6 will be positive 3, isn't it? So we have 5x plus 9 minus 3x plus 6 equals 2x plus 3. Okay, now let's have another example. The first polynomial, 4a squared plus 7a plus 4 minus the second polynomial, 3a squared plus 2. And girls, 4a squared plus 7a plus 4. We have the first term, 4a squared. And then from the second polynomial, the 3a squared will now be having its additive inverse, minus 3a squared then the only term in the given polynomial with the variable a is only 7a, so we will just copy that, 7a. And then for the constants, the first polynomial has positive 4. The second polynomial has positive 2. However, we need its additive inverse, so let's have negative 2. Now we have 4a squared minus 3a squared. How much is it, girls?
A squared, ma'am.
Yes, okay. So a squared. And then 7a will just be copied. And our constant, plus 4 minus 2. How much is it?
2, ma'am.
Yes, okay. Therefore, 4a squared plus 7a plus 4 minus 3a squared plus 2 is a squared plus 7a plus 2. Again, I need you two to work together. Unless you want to try to do it yourself, then you may do so. Let's start with this. I will just be waiting for whatever you can share, how you subtract these polynomials, okay? The first polynomial is 3x plus 8. Again, 3x plus 8 minus the second polynomial, 5x plus 1. Okay, again, 3x plus 8 minus 5x plus 1.
So 3x, yung like terms na 3x
and negative 5x.
negative
Yes.
5x.
Negative 2x and ano ba yung isa? Yung like
Plus 8, saka yung minus 1, 7. 7. 7 yung answer.
Okay, very good, girls. So you have negative 2x plus 7 for 3x plus 8 minus 5x plus 1. Okay. And, okay, last for subtracting polynomials. And hopefully, you can manage to, again, work together. And I'll give the given twice. So you can work on it and share your answer with us. Okay? Here we go. 4x squared plus y squared minus negative 3xy plus y squared. Again, first polynomial, 4x squared plus y squared minus negative 3xy plus y squared.
3x. Ay,
Yes.
bakit?
Okay?
Ay,
Yes.
oo nga. Dalawa
Since
pala
we
yung
don't
variable ng isa.
Since we don't have any other terms which have the same variables and exponents, then we can just copy 4x squared and 3xy.
Ay.
Yeah. Are there questions, clarifications?
Yung ano lang talaga siya, ma'am, yung pangalawang equation lang yung i-inverse.
Yes. So, again, subtracting polynomials is just like adding polynomials. However, first, we need to have the additive inverse of the second polynomial, where we distribute the negative sign to each of the terms of the second polynomial before we proceed to addition. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.